Well, the sort of developments that we're having constantly are improvements in the speech recognition and actually also the speech output. We've seen demonstrations of that in this current conference. The one that people are working on predominantly now is the natural language understanding, where it's possible now to understand a much wider range of input than was previously the case. Where I would like to see things improving is at the conversational level. At the moment, things are very primitive. You can ask a one-shot query, as we call it, and you may or may not get an answer. If you don't get an answer, there's not a very easy way to follow up and to try and get an answer out of the system. You just simply have to start all over again. And so there's an awful lot that really has to be done at what we used to call the dialogue management, but now people call it the conversational interface level. I think that's where the work has to come.
Increased adoption of voice biometrics and security in general, and fraud. Any way that you can apply voice biometrics in a way that's conversational to the client, and then when you pair that with other tools around fraud prevention, so you can drive as much of that out of the contact center and out of the IVRs in general. I think those are things that definitely will be adopted. And then if you marry that up with smarter analytics, being able to drive more insights as well as context and be able to utilize the context that customers have when they're coming at the voice channel from another channel, absolutely a great way for us to see additional adoption.
The area of emotion detection and also vibes, which of course voice vibes, that's our specialty, is growing right now very rapidly. And it's exciting to see that there's a lot of companies starting to look at not just text, but acoustic properties of voice. There's so much more to be gleaned from voice than just what you say. And until now, nobody's really been looking at the how you say it part of the equation. So I think it's really exciting to see companies like Voice Vibes that are focusing to see how people sound. Do you sound confident? Do you sound boring? Do you sound personable? We can now objectively measure that.
I think it's really interesting because you got the consumer area now that's getting really, really big, and then you also have enterprise. I think with the consumer, we've kind of seen this very cyclical adoption, right? So something comes out, it makes a big splash, people try it out, and it's not there yet, and it dies back down. And then it comes out again, and then it makes another big splash, and more people adopt it, but again, it dies down. So we've seen this over and over again, and I think we've seen it yet again with Alexa, where she's come out, she's made a big splash, but then people are continuing to adopt it. So I think that the Amazon price point has been really key towards driving that adoption. But I do think that in terms of all the eyes on the technology, it's backed off a little bit, which is kind of a good thing because people can then go off and work on it and see what's going to be the next development. I think in the enterprise space, we're seeing a lot more of a slow adoption over time, increasing. But I think in the enterprise space, the trend around conversational design, specifically in the IVR, and trying to move that conversational interaction from the bot and the IVR space merging together is really important. And I think we're just now getting to where we're seeing the start of that.